Nora Blackwell had always been the dependable one, the friend who stayed late to help, the partner who forgave too easily, and the colleague who worked herself to exhaustion while others took the credit. Her kindness was her strength, but it was also the very weapon people used against her. 3 years ago, everything she had built came crashing down in a single night. Her fiancé, Daniel, a rising star in the corporate world, betrayed her with her closest friend, Emily. The betrayal wasn't only personal, it was professional. Together, Daniel and Emily framed Nora for financial misconduct, ensuring her termination and destroying her spotless reputation. While Daniel climbed the corporate ladder, and Emily flaunted her wealth beside him, Nora vanished. People whispered she had left the city in shame, too humiliated to ever return. But they didn't know Nora. The return, when Nora stepped back into the city 3 years later, she was no longer the fragile, trusting woman they had known. She had spent every waking hour sharpening her mind, studying law and business, and quietly building a network of allies who understood betrayal just as deeply as she did. She returned not with bitterness, but with focus. Her revenge would not be loud or messy, it would be silent, calculated, and unstoppable. The first step was simple: infiltration. Nora secured a position at Daniel's company under a new identity. He didn't recognize her at first. Her once soft demeanor had hardened. Her eyes carried a quiet fire that made people cautious. She watched him from a distance, the same charming smile, the same hollow promises. Emily was still at his side, wearing designer gowns and dripping in jewels, parading the life they had stolen from her. The trap. Nora began small. She gathered information, every shady deal Daniel made, every shortcut Emily took to climb higher in social circles. She listened, recorded, documented. Her plan was not only to ruin their reputation, but to dismantle the empire they had built on lies. One night, at a grand gala hosted by the company, Nora made her move. Disguised as a sponsor's assistant, she slipped into Daniel's office and copied incriminating files, hidden bank accounts, fraudulent contracts, bribery records, all carefully stored and backed up. But revenge wasn't just about exposure, it was about timing. The turn. Weeks later, Nora leaked select information to key investors. Panic rippled through the boardroom. Daniel tried to cover it up, but every time he patched one hole, another opened. Emily, desperate to protect her image, lashed out at him. In public, the perfect couple began to fracture under the weight of secrets. Nora watched from the shadows, never revealing her hand. Finally, when Daniel was at his weakest, she arranged a private meeting. He didn't recognize her until she removed her glasses. Nora, his voice cracked with disbelief. "You're alive, alive," she said softly, her words laced with venom. "And better than ever." His face paled as the realization struck him. The revenge. Nora slid a thick folder across the table. Every document, every shred of evidence that would ruin him. "You destroyed me once," she whispered. "Now I'll return the favor. But unlike you, Daniel, I won't lie, cheat, or steal. I'll simply show the world the truth." He begged, he threatened, he even tried to charm her. The same old tricks. But Nora was untouchable now. The next morning, the news exploded. Daniel Blackwell, once hailed as the golden boy of the industry, was exposed for massive fraud. His assets were frozen, his position stripped, his name disgraced. Emily, who had tied her fate to his, watched her social standing crumble overnight. Their empire of lies turned to ashes. And Nora, she didn't gloat, she didn't stand on rooftops declaring victory. She simply walked away, her dignity restored, her soul unshackled. The aftermath. Months later, whispers floated around the city. Daniel had disappeared, drowning in lawsuits. Emily had fled, unable to face the scorn of those she once charmed. But Nora thrived. She opened her own consultancy, helping others who had been wronged reclaim their lives. Her story became legend, the quiet woman who turned betrayal into power. And though people asked her often if she felt satisfied, Nora would only smile, because revenge, she realized, wasn't about destroying someone else. It was about reclaiming the strength they had tried to steal. She had not just won against Daniel and Emily, she had won herself back.